All right, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, as usual, I'm on here with one of these. When I'm always on here, I see them come on at strange times. I know that, but I am the random podcaster. I'm Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey. I'm the founder of the Circle of Grace One. The Circle of Grace One was established on July 2nd of 1974. I'm a spiritual counselor and numerologist. I can do tarot. I'm a dream analyst and teacher of all the things that are metaphysics and spiritual. So, what this is really about tonight is about my two online 8-week courses. One course is coming up real soon, and that will be on Wednesday evening, March the 25th, and will go all the way through March the 20th. Now that's 9 weeks, but it's actually eight because Wednesday is April the 15th, and we're not doing anything on that particular night. This opportunity to take this course, you could still do. Let me bring up my notes here. You could still do this course. The early bird fee was $330. If you look in the description below, I had that running up until May the 1st, but I've decided to extend it 2 more weeks. And so you can still pay the early bird fee of $328 until last day of acceptance will be Saturday, March the 14th. This course is taught on a Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After the 14th, the standard fee will be $400, but I'm always working along with people. So if you want to make a down payment toward it, I suggest that you pay 1/4 of that as soon as you can. Okay. If you want to get the early bird fee, pay like 128 and I'll let you work off the balance in two payments. Also, on a Wednesday night, June the 3rd through July 22nd of this year, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific Standard Time, will be another 8-week online course entitled Creative Pathwork Meditation. Now, these courses, I want you to realize that you have an opportunity to learn a great deal of things. So, for instance, if you were to take Meeting Your Higher Self, some of the topics, lessons will be the importance of attuning to your higher self. What is a dynamic flow and how to activate it? Those are the first two class titles. The third title is How to Connect and Activate Directly with Your Higher Self. That's based on my book back here, which is Radiant Heart 7 Amazing Pathways to Connect, Activate, and Communicate with Your Higher Self. Some of the other classes will be Practice Makes Present. Remember, you talked as a child to the invisible realm, as well as Be Heart Centered and Your Diligent Effort Opens the Door to Your Higher Self. So, that right there, that's about 6 of those class titles. And again, it's the opportunity to take this course and benefit from it. Many people ask, "Well, how long you been teaching?" I've been I've been doing numerology since 1974. I've been teaching it since 1978, before I met Lloyd Strayhorn. And yes, he did teach me Pinnacles and Challenges, and that was just about it. But we both agreed on the Chaldean system being an excellent way of doing an analysis on a person's name. Now, for Wednesday, June 3rd through July the 22nd, there's a second online 8-week course, and that's entitled Creative Pathwork Meditation. Actually, the full title is Creative Pathwork Meditation Series. That will also be on a Wednesday night. It will start at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The early bird fee is $330. And for that course, you want to be paid up through April the 30th, 2026. Okay. And the standard fee is $360 due before or by or on June the 3rd. You can always make payment arrangements with me. All you have to do is email me at iam.circleofgrace1@gmail.com. That's iam.circleofgrace1@gmail.com. These two online courses, just like my previous online courses, will be given on a Zoom platform, which is, video and audio. But I like to do a live streaming. Each student, once each class is completed, each student gets a video copy for their own library of the course. And that's for each class. You'll also receive a short outline with that, along with the Zoom link. Now, in order to get the Zoom link, though, you got to start making payments. That's most important. And again, this particular course is based on my teachings of the book Radiant Heart 7 Amazing Pathways to Connect, Activate, and Communicate with Your Higher Self. If you want to get that book, all you got to do is go over to Amazon, type in Radiant Heart 7 Amazing Pathways to Connect, Activate, and Communicate with Your Higher Self, and then just type in Francis E. Revels-Bey, just like we have here on the book. So all you got to do is type that name in. See how the name is? Francis E. Revels-Bey. Type it just like that at Amazon, and you can get this book as a paperback book for $25. Now, it's important that these courses be taught. This is perhaps my fourth or fifth course being taught online, or fifth or sixth that's being taught online. For instance, since this goes for 8 weeks, from Wednesday, June 3rd to July 22nd, here are a few of the class titles. First class is What is and How Does Creative Pathwork Meditation Work? It's good to know how that's being utilized for this course. Second class is Guided or Silent. It's a matter of discipline. Third class is the importance of understanding the 5 flames as light. So there are distinctively 5. Those 5 are the white light, the golden yellow light, the pink light, the violet light, and then the blue light. Those are the 5 that are the main ones that I use. Now, when I talk about the violet light of transcendence, I'm not utilizing Saint Germain's violet light prayer, or technique, it's called. I have one that I've developed over the years. Now, I've been doing my creative pathwork meditations dating all the way back to 1996. I started recording them back then. We had audio cassette tapes, 1997. Meeting Your Higher Self was the very first one that I put together. Now, the things you also need to know over the years, I've developed at least 300 to 400 of these creative pathwork meditations. I've done 9 of the masters, as I was called, 9 of the first, or 9 of the most important ones, to put like on a audio cassette tape back in those days. And I'm always creating new ones every time I'm teaching. Some of these are channeled from my friends, my ancestors, Mother Grace and her mother, my grandma Charlotte. So I'm always putting together these meditations. Some meditations have never been recorded because there's so many different variations that happen in the course of teaching. And so I've been teaching since 1974. So I just want to let people know that these are real courses that I'm teaching. I've developed techniques, methods, which I can apply at any time. And if you are a diligent, determined student and follow the lesson plan very closely, you will be able to interact with your own higher self, and you'll be able to understand who the higher self is. So that's the reason for coming on and putting out this material this evening to you. Now, also, I will be developing some other courses. I just haven't decided what to title them as of yet. I haven't decided when I'm going to put them into motion, but there will at least be a third one that's probably going to come up in October and take you into November, possibly early December. And again, I'm going to keep them on a Wednesday night because I have other uh, things going on. I have private students that are always taking classes with me on Tuesday nights. I have the first Thursday night of each month, I have a workshop that I teach with various topics. So it's important to be consistent with the courses so that you know that, yes, they'll be taught most of the time every Wednesday night. I've taught numerology. The first time I think I taught numerology was 18 weeks. Then after that, I took it down to 13 weeks. So I've been teaching for a long time. I want to share this information. Plus, I'm getting up in so called age. I'm a Pisces. So next month, I'm a number 7. So next month, I'll hit 74. And not only am I teaching these courses for the public, but I have nieces and nephews with their children, and they're constantly all calling up Uncle Frank and getting information. So I'm putting all of this together as my legacy for them. So if you want to get in on these courses, you want to make some type of payment arrangement, email me at iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. That's iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com, and we can start conversing. I can give you the 5 different ways in which you can pay for courses. And maybe if you don't want a course, maybe you want to get a consultation, a spiritual counseling session. All of that is right there for you as well. So I know people are kind of listening in and tuning in. I got 2 or 3 on here. If you want, you can ask a question about these courses. And I'll let you know they're like beginning levels as well as intermediate, all put together. One of the things that's so important about teaching is people want, things in workbook format. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that isn't good. The reason why it's good because it's maybe for most people, it gives you a step by step by step setup. But here's the thing about that. You just have to practice. It's like when you go learn how to drive a car and you get accustomed to driving on a family car. Family might have one car or more than one car. So that's the car you want to drive on, right? Sometimes you might go to a place and you're driving on their car. So if you're a stick shift person, it's easy. If you're an automatic person, it's easy. But you have to be consistent with the tool. So you must practice. And one of the things I mentioned in one of these courses is that what you have to understand, the old cliche was practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. Well, look at professional athletes who have been playing since they were children. They practice every week, right? Pop Warner League football, high school, college. If they get into college, they can play football and then go to the concubine and try to get in there and uh, concubine. That's not the right phrase, but you know what I mean. They get in there and they want to show the pros what they can do and hopefully be selected at some point. Then there's draft day. So that's basketball players and that's football players, that's hockey players, that's soccer players. Tennis players and golfers and bowlers don't get that. Why? Because theirs is an individual sport. So they're constantly improving, moving from amateur ranks into professional ranks. But they'll tell you there are days that after maybe thousands of rounds of playing golf, that errors can be made. There's some days I have an off day. Ask any pro golfer. They try to get into that top 50%. Some of them don't make it because their scores might be too high. And what they're looking for is competition. They're looking for real steep competition between 100 golfers or more, or 50 golfers or more. So they will tell you practice doesn't make perfect. The key thing is be present in their mind. We call that meditation mindfulness, paying 100% attention to everything that you're doing. Martial arts people will tell you that. They practice 1,000 punches and kicks and blocks and evasion techniques. There's always somebody faster, always somebody stronger, always somebody who's more strategic. These things happen. But the greatest thing to realize is while you are practicing these various techniques and methods, whether they're metaphysical, spiritual, occult, or in the sporting world, or just everyday world, you need to be present at all times. So this is highly important. Now, here's another thing. I know some people might be coming on here and thinking, are you going to do some numerology? Not on this live stream. I want to keep them both separate because I want people just focusing on the numerology and miss the fact that these courses that I'm putting out are highly important to place out into the world. So it is highly important that I give you this information. And if you need to know how I teach, just go to my YouTube channel called Circle of Grace 1. And I've got over 330 videos up there, dating all the way back, I think, to 2006. So you can see how I teach. That's important. One last thing I would like to say before I sign off is this. As you already know, we are living in a time where there are great upheavals, but also we're living in a time where we all have an opportunity to impact this world, influence the world with positive thinking, positive actions, which can lead to positive results. So, be more about shining your light. Be more about showing unconditional love to family members, loved ones, friends, relatives, your neighbors, strangers, your coworkers. Always say, try to find that one person that you can assist. because even that one person represents 100 to 1,000 people. Try to be the beacon light in your life, showing that you can express grace. I remember growing up in the Christian Baptist churches, and I was a little boy, and I would hear the elders say, someone would say, Elder so and so, or Mother so and so, how you doing this day? And those elders would say, blessed and highly favored. Over the years, I would observe that in many of those people. And you see this all over the world now, as well as 20 years ago. Not all those people in position were highly favored. We see a lot of people getting caught up in a lot of mean, negative things going on. The light is shining on them, and now they're being seen in the world that we didn't know that they were a part of. So, were they blessed and highly favored, or were they lucky not to be under the radar? Many. Even if you see this number of people in the world getting all this exposure about the negativity that they're involved in, there's thousands more that you don't know about. So, this is why no matter what we see that's going on in the world, we should be focusing on ourselves. That's highly important. Love yourself, uplift yourself, change the way you think, do things differently if you must. Create a better space, a better world for others to be able to receive the light, the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding. Allow yourself to reach toward higher consciousness. But as you achieve it, put it into motion. Exercise it every day. That's highly important. So you don't have to wait for someone to anoint you, knight you with compassion. You already have it. You just got to bring it out. You already have unconditional love. You have to bring it out of yourself. My ancestors would always say, people hiding behind rocks and trees are now being seen. Think of that. We don't have to play hide and go seek anymore. If you seek something, you will find it. Sometimes I've had friends from long ago, and they would go online looking for as much negativity as they could find to try to disprove something, but only to find out years later that they wasted a lot of good time. The more negativity that they found, the more negativity they experienced. So people have to learn that when you are working on yourself, you will uncover some negative parts about yourself. But the most important thing, we all must come to the conclusion to learn how to forgive ourselves. Perfect example. You got into a relationship and you thought it was perfect, man or woman. You stayed in that relationship. And somewhere down the line, you weren't having a great time in that relationship. You were discovering that maybe the in laws weren't really that good for you, for your relationship. Maybe you realized that your life partner was not living up to his or her capabilities. And the worst of it, I've had clients over the years, and I can understand, it took them a long time to free themselves from partners that utilize domestic violence with them, constantly scare them every day, hitting them every day, yelling and screaming at them every day, berating them every day, or whenever they had the chance, berating them in public, berating them in front of their friends or family members. These things happen. And sometimes the people who were the victims had so much fear inside that fear became a great burden, and they didn't have the strength and the courage to move on. And I can tell you it was sad seeing that in a lot of my clients. And I will say a lot of them were women, because we came from an era of time in the 50s and the 40s. You must support your man. You take a back seat. And as time goes on, women were given this opportunity to excel. Many have done quite well for themselves. Many have fallen into the same traps that men have fallen into, supporting negativity. So it's on each and every one of us to get ourselves together to do the right thing. You know, you hear that other cliche. You want to be on the right side of history. You want to be on the right side with yourself first. Because if we can work on ourselves and really get ourselves together in the way that we should, however that is, however you see it, you will be a blessing to your family, friends, relatives, neighborhood, community, county, state, country, and the world. So, whoever's watching right now live, you might see this later. Starting on Wednesday, March the 25th, going all the way through May the 20th, 2026, 6 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Meeting Your Higher Self, an 8-week online course. Early bird fee, $328. I'm extending it from March the 1st all the way into March the 14th. In case you want to jump on board, you're going to save $72. The standard fee, which would literally start on the 1st, but now I'm extending it. So before the 25th kicks off, the standard fee for that course will be $400. Again, if you want to, you might say, okay, well, I don't know if I'll get in there on time. Wednesday's June the 3rd through July 22nd is Creative Pathwork Meditation Series. That's also a Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Early bird fee is $330. You're saving $30, and you can get that done before May the 1st. I have it down here April the 30th. But you know what? I'm going to extend that as well. So if the class is starting on June the 3rd, Creative Pathwork Meditation Series, then I'll let you walk that in by May 2nd or 3rd with the early bird fee. The standard fee will be $360. And you want to have that completed at least in the first first class. Both of these courses, again, are based on my book, Radiant Heart, 7 Amazing Pathways to Connect, Activate, and Communicate with the Higher Self. And all of them, both courses, will be taught on my Zoom platform, live streamed. After each class is completed, you will receive a copy of that class within at least 24 hours to 48 hours. So, and to find out how you could pay for it, each one of these courses, you should email me. It's a must. Email me at iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. Get on it right away. Email me at iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. And I'm going to let you know I'm not accepting credit and debit cards. I was using that thing called Square, and it seems to add on a lot of charges to me. So, but can take Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and if you want to express a check or money order out to me, you can. Also accept Zelle, Zelle. So, if you want to follow me on my other platforms, other social media platforms, look down in the description. I have a link tree. And on Linktree, you can follow me here on YouTube. You should subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Substack, Blue Sky, Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. And I got a brand new one called Fanbase. Follow me on Fanbase. Okay? So everybody take care. I'm gonna maybe come back on, or maybe I'm gonna go to sleep. Take care, everybody. Thank you for whoever's watching. Share this video out with other people. It was all about how to register for the 2 8-week online courses, Meeting Your Higher Self, kicking off Wednesday, March 25th, as well as the second 8-week online course, which is called Creative Pathwork Meditations, or better yet, Creative Pathwork Meditation Series. Thank you very much. That one kicks off on June the 3rd and ends on July the 22nd. So take good care of yourselves. Maybe I'll come on tomorrow morning. We're already in the morning, a little later. Let people know that I was here. Thank you very much for your time. Bless each and every one of you. And know that divine grace is a blessing as we're alive and well in the age of remembrance. Looking forward to see you soon.